The Jets added Jabari Zuniga during the NFL draft, but the Jets are still going to be looking for an edge rusher. Could Jadeveon Clowney be coming to New York? Jets! Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, today we are talking Jadeveon. Ding!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to flight number 247 with service from Newark to JFK. We are now ready to begin the boarding process. We welcome all first-class passengers to approach the boarding area.
I have a note here. First class reporting to the terminal. We got Mumtaz Shamsi, Matt Curtis, Mike Parlato, and Grandpa Mark. Please make your way to the terminal. Like I was saying, Jadeveon Clowney. Ding!
Now calling all frequent flyers.
Sorry about that. Frequent flyers. Jake W., Scott Bowdier, King Blaze, Eric Vashovsky. Please report to the terminal. Your flight is boarding. All right. Like I said, Jadeveon Clowney. Ding!
And finally, last call for all economy passengers.
Economy class, now boarding. Live from my couch with Mike Nav. And Evan Kagan, please report to the terminal.
Why do all these names sound so familiar?
I've heard these names before. Why do I... Oh, they're all members of the channel now. Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah.
My name's Ryan, and I'll be your pilot.
Yeah.
So thank you guys very much. All right, now on to the video. Let's talk about Jadeveon Clowney. He's 27 years old, had a Pro Football Focus grade of 87.3, and Tony Pauline seems to think that the Jets could be in play for him. So Jadeveon Clowney is the former first overall pick that was selected by the Houston Texans. He played a few years for them, wound up getting traded to Seattle, and is now an unrestricted free agent. He has been a huge name. He had the huge hit in the Michigan game, I believe it was, where he just took the guy's helmet off and just dominated in college. And he's basically been a household name ever since. But should the Jets go out and sign him to be their edge rusher? Now, I'm not particularly high on Jadeveon Clowney, and here's why. I don't mind that he's 27 years old. It's a good age. He's going to have him for another 3, 4, 5 years potentially. But he causes a lot of penalties. For me, penalties are a big issue. And I mean, obviously overall play is the bigger issue, but Jadeveon Clowney last year only played in 11 games and had the most penalties of any non-offensive lineman in the NFL. He had the 8th most penalties in the league, including everything. So in 11 games, he was penalized that much. That's going to be an issue, and I'm not real thrilled on it. He wants to be paid like $20 million. His asking price has since gone down to about $17 million, I think is what I heard last. By comparison, Over the Cap has a cool little feature based on the production that the player proved on the field this past year. They provide a number for what they actually were worth to their team. Last year, Jadeveon Clowney was making $15 million from Seattle. He was worth about $7 million to that team based on the production they got on the field. So he really did not perform well. And he's going to want $15 to $17 million right now. And the Jets are sitting at about $18 million in cap space. So if I'm the Jets, does it make sense to pay someone who just got you about $7 million worth of production and give him a pay raise? I'm not so sure. So what would I do about edge rusher? Because obviously I think edge rusher is still a need. Yes, I like Jabari Zuniga a lot, but I think we're going to need an edge rusher anyway. And with $18 million, there's a few ways we can spend this money. So what other options are the Jets going to have? And there's two that come to mind, and I've brought them up in previous videos. There's Everson Griffen and Vinny Curry. Everson Griffen, coming from the Vikings, an unrestricted free agent. Both these players are going to be 32 years old at the start of the season. Both of them graded out around 77 overall from Pro Football Focus. So they're going to be about, 10 points lower than Jadeveon Clowney. But they're going to be significantly cheaper. Last year, Vinny Curry made about $2.5 million. His valuation to the team based on the production was about $4 million. With Everson Griffen, he was making $14.5 million last year, earned about $12 million worth of value for the Vikings. So both these players would be very, very different than Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney obviously earned 15. You got $7 million worth of production. So I would much rather Vinny Curry. Vinny Curry last year had a 79.8 pass rush grade, where Clowney had a lower pass rush grade at 79.1. Where Clowney's benefit comes in, he is an elite edge defender for the run game. Now the Jets were already top 5 in the run defense game. So if you're asking me if I would rather, an elite, like maybe first level run defense, or maybe like the third or fifth run defense with a better pass rush, I'm going to take the better pass rush and the money to boot. I would definitely prefer Vinny Curry here, and Vinny Curry has the connection with Joe Douglas coming from the Eagles. So I've said it before, he's the one that I would prefer, especially if you're saying you could get him for significantly cheaper than Clowney at a higher pass rush grade than Clowney, because the Jets have had, a top 3 run defense or a top 5 run defense last year without Clowney. So why would you pay him so much money to really just improve that? I'd rather improve the pass rush, which is where Vinny Curry definitely has excelled, or Everson Griffin has excelled. And you can get both of them for cheaper than you're going to wind up getting Clowney. Now, that said, you could get me on board with Clowney. Like, I could do it. Like, if he wants maybe $14-15 million a year, I would consider it. I'd still prefer the other guys at the cheaper contract, to be honest, because not even just the penalties have been an issue with Clowney, but his health. He really has had knee injuries and he's had core injuries. They're not really like good injuries to have. That's sort of bit him on the butt. Like, he's probably going to have to take a 1-year prove-it contract just to get a big contract next year. His agent and him definitely overshot their market. They weren't even close to the $20 million that they thought they were going to be able to get. Guys, let me know what you think of that down below in the comments. And as always, go Jets.